The woke is not going away anytime soon. Global TV, a Canadian production company or television station or something like that. I'm not really sure. I don't really live in Canada or follow their news channel, their TV channels or anything like that. Revealed a first look at their woke race replaced Robin Hood. There you go. You can see it right there. Instead of being in actual Sherwood Forest, it's a crossroads of Sherwood Lane and Forest Street. And then it's the gang that she's part of is called the Hood. And all of the characters have been basically race replaced, and even the sheriff of Nottingham has been gender swapped. Interestingly, the two main villains are white. Everyone else is black. The heroes are all black. So this show is clearly racist. But this is what Canada is trying to indoctrinate their citizens into. Let's get into this here. The company's official X account shared a brief 30-second teaser that provided a first look at the series earlier this month. They revealed the series would be streaming on the Stack TV service as well as being on global TV. And they're in these like app. They're like, I don't even know what you call these. It just looks like a drape that they pulled off of the off of like a window and they stuck it on them as clothes. You can see a little bit of it here. I'll turn this music off because there you go. Sherwood Avenue, Forest Lane. Or 4th Street, whatever. Those are the two villains, the two white guys. Everyone else, they don't even show what they look like, which is kind of weird. But they're all black, which we'll get to in the first part. The costume designs just look absolutely garbage. And you can tell here, very like left-wing messaging is going to be in it. Rob the rich! Because... It's just so stupid. It's almost like they're not getting the point of the fact that the whole Robin Hood story was Prince John was robbing the poor with the absolute excessive taxes, and Robin Hood was reacting to that vile thing. Whereas it looks like this time it's just like rob the rich because that's what you need to do. Just sick stuff. Here's another look at it. They released a poster. Just looks absolutely generic, terrible. This looks worse than a CW show. And so let's listen to what they had to say about the show. This is how they actually described it back in January 2022 when they first announced it. They said, in this modern take on the Robin Hood legend, Robin is a fearless young woman who is not just another superhero with abilities normal people don't have. She is a Gen Zer driven by the injustices of today who embraces the heroic, hopeful, and playful elements of the world's most recognizable folk hero. I mean, already super cringe. Clearly they're trying to indoctrinate people into this is what Gen Z thinks, this is what that generation should think, and this is what we want you to think. That's all this is, and they're doing it through this show. It goes on and says, she learns to fight for what's right, to care for and lead her followers. And like all Robin Hood since the first ballad, Robin holds those in power to account by using their greed against them to help her community. Robin Hood follows Robyn Loxley, a young woman whose masked hip-hop band, The Hood, is known for their inventive videos and anti-authoritarian message. She lives in Sherwood Towers, a cluster of rental high-rises in a working-class corner of New Nottingham, a nearby city where the cost of living has skyrocketed, leaving an ever-widening gap between the rich and everyone else. When Robin finds herself fighting for her home and her family against local property developer John Prince and the sheriff of New Nottingham, Robin and her band, The Hood, decide to fight back, righting the wrongs of the corrupt elite to give back to the people who are living under their regime. Okay, just sounds absolutely terrible here. It's going to be 8 episodes. Each episode's going to be about an hour. We had this other, they added this here. The follows fearless heroine Robyn Loxley, an anti-authoritarian masked hip-hop band, The Hood, as they call it, injustices and fight for freedom and equality in the city of New Nottingham. As I noted earlier, Robin Hood is being played by Jesse Romeo. So they're gender replacing Robin Hood and race replacing there. And then this is the sheriff, Kira Gilloyne. We've got Little John is being portrayed by Nakeem Provo, race replacement. Friar Tuck, or just Tuck in this version. So they're clearly removing the entire religious element of the story as well. Shocking, I know, right? He's an eccentric hacker and he's being played by Jonathan Langdon, race replaced. Maid Marian also got the race replacement treatment. The character is now called Marion Fitzwater and is being portrayed by Sidney Kuhn. The character is described as a determined lawyer. I can just imagine they're probably going to make Robyn a homosexual as well. Clearly, given the fact that they gender replaced Robyn and they still have a Maid Marian type character. The Sheriff of Nottingham is getting gender swapped with Keira Gilloyne, as I said, taking on the role. Prince John, or John Prince, in this show, described as a wealthy and villainous real estate tycoon, is still a white man depicted by Ian Matthews. You can see here is the cast collage. The only two white people are the villains in this series. So clearly trying to indoctrinate people into thinking that white people are somehow evil or bad, and the black people, non-white people, are the heroes and need to rise up. I mean, this is just absolutely disgusting, crazy, sickening propaganda, and this is what they're trying to teach people over in Canada with this show, and they're trying to do it with a classic fairy tale story about over-taxation and how absolutely crushing it is.
Subscribe for more.